What's going on, everyone? Welcome faces to a brand new video today. We're back with you with a special kind of video because Call of Duty is just around the corner, and I thought, why not do a tier video rating the worst Call of Duty to the best Call of Duty ever. And my one's going to be very surprising. I feel it's going to catch you off guard. So there's got a lot of people do always the same kind of list, but I feel my list is going to be very different. It's going to catch you off guard a little bit. So if you do enjoy this, make sure you give it a thumbs up, all right, and watch all the way through. Don't skip ahead to find out what the list is. Watch all the way through because I'm going to be talking about each Call of Duty, my experiences and stuff like that. Kind of give more meaning to my choice for the games, really, why they're in that rank and stuff like that. So make sure you do watch all the way through so you've got more context to why my tier system is the way it is, all right? So right, here we have the tier system where we have got amazing and we've got great, and you kind of get the idea, all right? You got terrible, then you got never played, because surprisingly I've not played some of the Call of Duty games. So yeah, that is the thing, all right? So we're going to start off with I'm going to try my best to do it in order, all right? Or do we just kind of go, don't really know. Order? We'll try and do it in order. So, right, the first Call of Duty. I've never played it. Reason is because I think I didn't jump onto Call of Duty around Call of Duty 4. But I did always used to watch my old man because he used to play on his computer. And I always love watching him. I think it's Call of Duty 3 or maybe it might be this Call of Duty actually. So like I've never played it, but I always liked watching it. So it's not fair for me to rank it because I've never played it myself. But this Call of Duty, I never watched that one, played that one or watched that one. Have watched that one. That does look good fun. I'd love for him to do a remaster of it and maybe play it, give it a go. But it's not fair for me to put it on the list because I've never played it. So already kind of skipping a load already. Call of Duty 3, honestly I heard great stuff about it as well, but I've never played it, so I can't give my opinion on it. I think it was the first Call of Duty as well which had online as well, and that's where it kind of started with the online and kind of worked its way up. So skipping the 3 Call of Duties all pretty quickly already, but the reason is I've never played them. If I ever did remaster, like I say, I'll give them a go, But starting off with Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty 4, before we rank it, Call of Duty 4. Actually, we're going to rank it. Amazing. Straight away, amazing. Reason it's amazing, the campaign, the multiplayer. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced in multiplayer games, because I first started playing Call of Duty 4 on the Xbox 360, and when I discovered online gaming was a thing, that's the thing that blew my mind, because I was just like playing Call of Duty campaign, I was playing Halo campaign, then my friends at school were talking about Xbox 360 online. I was like, what's this online? It was like, oh, you can connect your console to the internet, and I did not know online gaming was a thing. I was like, oh really? Well, how do you do this? It's like, oh, get your Ethernet cable, plug it in the back and connect to your online means you've got to make an account, then load up a game, and when it says multiplayer or online, just click on that and you can play games online. I'm like, oh, then I did that, and Call of Duty was my first ever game online, and if I can remember the map, it was, it's the Chernobyl one where you got the Ferris wheel. That map was my first ever one I ever played on. And oh my god, I just sat in a corner with a massive LMG, just kind of camping. I was kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I think my first game, I believe I got 3 kills. I think I got 3 kills on my first game. I don't think I got many deaths because I sat in a corner. So I probably got like between 5 or 10 deaths, probably. I can't remember, but I remember just having 3 kills. I was like, this is amazing. And the online experience was so good. And a lot of late nights playing that game. The guns were amazing. The maps were amazing. A lot of good laughs on it. The campaign, though, once again, never been seen before. A modern day shooter. But it's just different. It's like a modern day shooter, but this type, like at that current time. And it was just amazing. You had Captain Price. Everything about the campaign was amazing. If you've never played it, I highly recommend going out your way to play that Call of Duty campaign. It's so goddamn good. Multiplayer's maybe not so as much now because the multiplayer's kind of a bit died off now because everyone's playing like obviously the newer CODs. But that era of Call of Duty 4 was the best, and especially it was my first ever online game as well. Absolutely great. Also to mention as well, like all the glitches in the maps as well, like Mike Myers, like the mini games you'd play, quick scoping, hide and seek. Trying to think of other stuff, like, yeah, just generally like trying to find like little glitches around the map, like get to high points on that, like doing that at 3 a.m. in the morning with your mates. Oh mate, honestly, they'd be back then they were really frustrating, but these days absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. But going on to the next Call of Duty, which was Call of Duty World at War. Where are we gonna put it? We are gonna go amazing as well. You might be like, World at War? I know, World at War is amazing. Some of you might be like, it's maybe just, it's good, but for me it's amazing, because I was kind of late to COD 4, but when I went into World at War, that's when I was getting on the wagon, like, day release. Actually, was I late to Call of Duty 4 or Call of Duty World at War? Might be a bit late to that, I think. I was a little bit late, but that's when online gaming was kind of starting to get a bit of notice by everyone. Like, some of the cool kids at my school wouldn't really talk about it. Then when other people started talking about it, it's like, yeah, I play a bit of Call of Duty as well. It's like, what? Then like the other lads were like, what's this online game in Call of Duty? And like they'll start playing and get addicted, like to the point, like I remember like one of my mates was like, it was always one of the people always first out after school going up to the football field, and when he got connected online, got World at War, started playing Call of Duty online, you couldn't get him out. He was addicted, mate. Literally, he was addicted. I think it was like, there's one time I remember going around his house after school, like to see if he was coming out, and you could see he literally had his house like had what you call, it had no nets up, so he had a bare window, and he has his TV in the front of it, and he's like on a dining table, and he was just literally, you could just see him with a headset on, just playing World at War. I think it was like playing Making Day, which was really, really, like, that's what I remember, him just like sweating it out. You just see him playing it. So that was the time I kind of found like a game was kind of like peaking up a bit. But talking about the actual core game itself, absolutely outstanding, absolutely amazing. Obviously we had Call of Duty Zombies, we had a campaign, and we had multiplayer. We had a lot of content there, and back in the day you didn't really think of like the depth of the game or how much it needs to give you and stuff like that. It was just a case like, oh, I've got these fun things to do. I could do a bit of zombies, I could do some story, I could do some multiplayer. And I'll start with the multiplayer. Like, the multiplayer was so much fun. The guns were great. The prestige was amazing. The maps, did I say already maps are great? The maps are great again. They're all unique in their own way. I absolutely loved it. And it was the first Call of Duty I was really getting into the competitiveness of it. So I want to be the highest rank. I want to have the most play time, the highest score. Weren't really too bothered about KD because I sucked at KD. So I always focused on the most play time and total score, and being in the top 10 of my mates on Xbox. That was always my focuses and stuff like that, because I can't do the KD to save my life. So that was always like my thing. I absolutely loved it. I really got into competitiveness of it, and I would sweat out on air every day. Like, literally get home at 3:30, get a load of snacks, go up to my bedroom, play Call of Duty from like 3:30 all the way to about 10 o'clock at night after school every single day. And that was the kind of decline of me like going out less, like hanging out with my mates. And like, it was at the time, it's like all my mates were kind of like getting into like being interested, like, I don't know, we were doing drinking beforehand sort of things, but I started getting a bit bored of drinking because it was just getting a bit boring. So the boys were like, how can we make drinking more fun? Let's go to house parties and get interested in girls. But I was like, I'm bored of drinking now, and yeah, I'm gonna go play video games. So like, they were doing the other thing, I was kind of doing that. And it just generally is a thing as well, to be fair. I started noticing my other mates have started doing that as well, like getting a bit bored of going out and just staying in, and you just hang out with your mates online instead because it was more fun. And you generally like give you an example, like, I remember like you get your mates coming around like knocking for you, because if you're coming out to play some football or something like that. And it was just one of them ones like the amount of times people come knocking on you, it's like, you're coming out, and they'll come and knock for like a second time. It's like, come on, dude, come out, mate. We're so bored and we want to hang out and do something, talk to people. But everyone was online playing Call of Duty. It's like, nah, mate, I'm talking to thingy online, so see you later, sort of thing. Yeah, so that was the thing. Really got sucked into the online net, and I felt like it brought kind of the new era of like kind of what the online is now. Like, you stay in, play games with your mates, sort of thing, like Fortnite and blah blah blah. That's where it started for me, really. And then zombies absolutely great, absolutely loved that. I was a bit late to the zombies, didn't really know what it was. Then my friend told me to play it with him, and I gave it a go, and I was quite sold straight away, really. I think I was a bit late to the zombies. When I say late, like the first map pack was coming out. So obviously you got the release whenever that map pack was coming out. Like, I was just playing it a little bit just beforehand that. I think it was what map was it? Is it Shaman Numa or something like that? One in a swamp. Dude, when that map pack dropped, I've never seen so many people get online, download the map packs and stuff like that. It was an experience, mate. Like, when you had to download map packs, you didn't have pre-install or anything like that. You had all rush home, get home, turn your Xbox on, and pre-install the map packs, which were like 500 megabytes, which is nothing these days, but back then that was a lot. These days, freaking 40 gigs is bloody something. Is the new 500 megabytes. So, yeah, the difference in the file size is different, but yeah, the hype that you would get for the map packs were really cool for the zombies, and obviously with Rise coming out, that was the best zombie map, in my opinion. And when that dropped, I think the whole entire Call of Duty community was just like, oh my god, it was so good. Then you had the Storm campaign. Campaign was good. I can't argue with it. It was enjoyable. Can't remember what it was about. Obviously World War, but I just remember enjoying it. But I mainly played the multiplayer and the zombies, and then the experiences. Why, it's amazing. Then moving on to the next Call of Duty, which I believe it was the Golden Child. The Golden Child. Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2. That's got to be amazing as well. I know, but like, Dane, is every Call of Duty going to be amazing? I trust you now, it's not going to be. I think these pretty much are the solid three, which are amazing. The staple of Call of Duty. That was when Call of Duty was peak. Modern Warfare 2. I don't need to go into it too much, because it was the era of COD. It was the peak day of Call of Duty. Multiplayer. You had Spec Ops multiplayer. Oh, sorry. Let's do that again. Spec Ops multiplayer story. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Spec Ops didn't really play a lot, so I can't comment on that too much, but my mates always played it, absolutely loved it, pushed for the achievements and stuff like that on Spec Ops. So yeah, can't really comment on that too much, but I could comment on the multiplayer and the story. Story continues on from COD 4 with Captain Price and stuff like that, and you go on this amazing journey, so different from what you expect. And oh my god, it's just so freaking good. Highly recommend playing it. I don't want to like go into depths of the story and stuff like that, but I highly recommend playing it. It's just so goddamn good. Not too long as well, pretty short. I think it's shorter than COD 4, but COD 4 Modern Warfare 2's story, solid. Multiplayer though, multiplayer, that's where the baby was at. Once again, going from World at War, going into Modern Warfare 2, I was still really competitive. I wanted to be in the top 10 of my mates, like scored, playtime and stuff like that. And once again, absolutely loved it. Maps are amazing, guns were amazing. The models, when they first came out, the double akimbo models, oh my god, if you did experience that, then you're missing out. The rage. What else do we have? You had the TAR 21, you had this Spaz 12, you had the AK, 10th Prestige, all the little, I love them as well, like the your badges you got for Prestige, and all amazing. I think they're my favourite badges on the game. Then you got just the sound of the game as well, everything, like just the little things about that game was just beautiful. The class systems, a one-man army. I'm just trying to think of mentioning like things just like maybe like nostalgia and maybe like remind you of it. What other guns is there? Like, oh, heartbeat sensor, riot shields, the era's riot shields. Oh my god, that was like XP boosting as well. That was a thing because cage match, but they had to remove that because everyone was just boosting on Call of Duty. What else? You got the emblems that moved around for the first time. Yeah, the titles. Oh, honestly, there's just so much nostalgia in this little package of a game. It's so good. But obviously, the lobbies are what's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is renowned for. The banter that you used to get in Modern Warfare 2 lobbies were something else. But it was very peculiar, though, because it was never in any other Call of Duty. If you wanted to play something which I'm going to remind you, because I've just reminded myself, if you wanted to play an in-game match, you had to switch to in-game chat. You couldn't stay in party because you got automatically switched to being in game. And that's why I feel like that era of Call of Duty was the best, because when you play Search and Destroy, Domination, we all had to go into game chat to chat if you wanted to talk with your mate. So I think that's why especially Modern Warfare 2 was so thing, because you were forced to go to in-game chat. You couldn't stay in your parties like you do now these days, like Discord, PlayStation parties and stuff like that. So that's just a reminder, because that one's just reminded me why Modern Warfare 2 was just so, like, you could say a bit toxic, a bit bantery and stuff like that. But this day and age, you don't really get as much because you don't have that. You're not forced to go into game chat now. You can stay in your team deathmatch and just talk to your friends in a party. So that was just really good. That era of Modern Warfare 2 is never been touched and never will be touched again, because it was just unique. Then after that, Modern Warfare 2, I think it went Black Ops, didn't it? Black Ops, where are you? You're on this list somewhere. There you go. So Black Ops, I am just going to put it okay. I didn't really enjoy Call of Duty Black Ops, to be honest. It was okay. Okay? Meh. I'm going to put okay. I'm going to be nice. Put it in the okay. Because I played it. I played the maps, played the zombies, campaign. I just did not, it just didn't click with me. This is where I started noticing, obviously, because Treyarch made a World at War. Absolutely loved that game. But there was something to feel of playing Black Ops didn't quite feel like Modern Warfare 2. The feel of the game just didn't feel right. So, but I kept playing it because all my mates were playing it and stuff like that. So you're kind of forced to play it in a way, because you want to not be the one who's playing a different game to your mate. So I was always playing it. I think I did put in a good few days playtime on it. I didn't really like the maps, didn't really like the guns. I found like a gun I liked, and I just always used that. The ranking system didn't really like, and the thing, because this is the first Call of Duty that added a currency, didn't it, to buy attachments and stuff like that. Didn't really like that too much. But it was sort of okay. I don't really know. To be honest, part of me also kind of put it on meh. But speaking about it, I'm not speaking too highly, because I think it's not okay. It's like, but it was okay enough to play, sort of thing, with your mates, because that's the only thing that kind of made it okay. It's like playing with mates. Playing it on my own, I just didn't have any fun. It just felt like ripping my teeth out. Just did not enjoy the feel of the game at all. I'm not going to stay too long on Black Ops, to be honest, because it's just bringing back flashbacks. I can't remember really of the game other than just moaning a lot. Really is. But zombies was okay. I can't really remember the zombies, to be honest. I don't remember that much. Like, compared to like World at War, the zombies didn't really stick out to me. I'm like, I think some alright maps came out, but I generally can't really think of them on the top of my brain. But then say you got like, then after Black Ops, I think, what was after Black Ops? Was it? It wasn't Ghost, was it? Was not Ghosts. Right, so I've just gone on my way to find a list of zombie maps for Black Ops, because I can't remember. But they had the theatre one. They brought some of the old zombie maps back as well, like the Rise and stuff like that. So they kind of repackaged the same maps and put it back in. Obviously, we had Moon, we had the Space Station one, and Moon as well. So the zombie maps are all right. I remember the theatre one was good with mates for a while, but you had to kind of get a structure down on that one. So yeah, that one wasn't too bad from what I remember, really. It's like, I don't really go too nuts for it. It was like Call of the Dead though. I remember when that dropped, I played that for a while, but that one was really annoying because you had, I think it was George, the director, following you around, and it was the first kind of like Call of Duty which had different characters. So I think I had like Buffy as well in it and a few other actors as well in the game. So the zombies was all right. It wasn't horrific. It was like okay. I think literally is where I'd put it. Then after that, I have found another list as well, so I can keep on track of where we are. Modern Warfare 3. I'm going to put this on good. It was good. Or great. I've got to go good. I think nothing's going to get in the great category, I don't think. It was good. It was like, we had Black Ops come out, then that came out just after. I was really hyped for Modern Warfare 3, and a few of my mates were as well. Were like, I can't wait for Modern Warfare 3. Black Ops has been good. They were like, Black Ops was good, but Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2 was so freaking amazing. I generally cannot wait to see what they do with Modern Warfare 3. And at this time, a lot of people left Modern Warfare 2, like the developers and stuff like that. We had Sledgehammer like come into the game as well to help them finish off the game, and it generally, when it came out, it was good. It was good. Like the maps are all right, the guns are all right. Trying to think, like I think it had Spec Ops. The campaign was ultra short. I mean, so short. It was like, wow, so short. I think I completed it under like 4 hours, and I generally was surprised. I was like, is that really like how short? I think it was like 3 hours and like 50 minutes or something like that. I completed it so quick. It was insane. But yeah, the campaign was all right. Then multiplayer itself, like it was just good. It's like the maps, some maps I didn't like as much, some maps I loved a lot more. And generally, the only like good thing I would say to put it in a good category is because I was playing with my mates, and it was one time as well. I think I was streaming it as well. So I don't. What year did that come out? Black Ops Modern Warfare 3 came out 2011. Because I started streaming, then I did kind of go back to Modern Warfare 3 a little bit later, and that, so I kind of revisited that game for a while, and it was really good fun when I was streaming it as well. So kind of had some good banters, and once again voice chat was kind of like still around that area as well, like good banters. Like, I think there's a clip on my channel somewhere where like two people are arguing, and I'm like, mate, this has got up on YouTube or something like that. So yeah, it was just like, it was just good. There was nothing amazing about it, but there was nothing also shit about it as well. So it's a bit one of them, like, it just has just been good because it was better than Black Ops bloody 1, that game. Ugh. So then we had everyone's favourite Black Ops 2. Everyone says it's the best Call of Duty ever goddamn made. It's like, it's a god tier game. It's the best of best. Like, if people had their way, they'd probably do this. Like, move all these down. Black Ops 2's top of the list. But I do not agree with that. This is where it gets controversial. I personally put Call of Duty 2 down on the meh list. I've specifically made the meh list meh because I didn't like it at all. The zombies, like, once again, shouting some of the maps that came out on Black Ops 2. Let's get the list here for you. Let's just shout them out. So we had the, like, it was Green Run Transit. Like, you had this massive zombie map. Didn't really like that. Did not like that. We had Nuketown Zombies, which was okay. Then we had, like, The Rise. We had Alcatraz, Mob of the Dead. Yeah, so that's about it. Apocalypse. Origins as well. I didn't really bother with that one. But there was one good map that came out actually called Buried. That was the underground zombie map. That one was really good. Like, it was a Western City underneath the thing. That was like honestly my favourite thing probably from Black Ops 2. Because like you could bank money and stuff like that. Other than that, I didn't like it. But yeah, generally I think some people are going to be getting very triggered by that. But it was very meh Call of Duty. Multiplayer, just didn't like the feel of it. Didn't really enjoy zombies that too much other than the Western City thing underneath the map. Campaign, I don't even think I played a campaign. I think I skipped on the campaign that year. I was like, yeah, I can't be bothered. Like, I didn't enjoy the campaign on Black Ops 1 because I didn't really touch on that one as well. Black Ops 1 campaign, didn't really like it. It was a bit weird. It was like, felt like Assassin's Creed in a way. Like, you went to a chair and like you're going back on your memories. It was a bit weird. I didn't really like it. It was very bizarre campaign. Didn't enjoy it. Then Black Ops 2, maps, okay. Very okay. A lot more frustrating I found Black Ops 2 with the maps and like how people were playing on it. I think there's a bit more tryhards, I personally feel, like on Black Ops. I feel like that's where the era started, really. Like the tryhards becoming a thing on Black Ops 2. And generally just like, didn't enjoy the experience of it, really. Generally didn't. Once again, I found a gun I liked, used that gun only, didn't experiment with other ones, and generally just like only played it when my mates wanted to play it. Didn't want to, other than that, didn't want to play it. Same with like the zombies as well. I would only play it when people wanted to play zombies. Once again, I think like once I was one of them, I left Call of Duty like a few years down the line, went back and revisited it. That was, and I think I was only playing zombies at the time, but even then didn't really click with me that much. I was a bit like, whatevs, really, whatevs. So yeah, it's getting a meh from me, an absolute meh. Then after that, we had Call of Duty Ghosts. Dun, dun, dun. Where am I gonna put Ghosts? I am going to be generous to this one, just because, and I'm going to give reasons to this. Okay. So, hear me out here. Call of Duty Ghosts was made by Infinity Ward. The studio was getting bloody broken and stuff like that. The reason it's okay, the campaign's the only reason it's getting an okay. Other than that, the multiplayer... let's start you off the scratch. Multiplayer obviously came out on the Xbox 360, then PS4 was coming out later. So I played a lot of Call of Duty Ghosts on the Xbox 360. The maps are really big. I think it's when the first time like my Xbox was actually struggling for it, because I feel like the game was designed for the next gens, so like PS4, Xbox One. So the game kind of struggled like to look good, I feel, because it was designed to be made for next gen, so maybe downgraded a little bit. And so the campaign's the strongest thing about it, but the multiplayer maps were too big. The guns, once again, I think I found a gun I like, and generally nothing other than that. I found unless my friends were playing it, like they generally weren't that intrigued to play it. They were a bit, they didn't really. They kind of get a bit bored of COD, and I think they're getting into FIFA at the time. So I think Minecraft as well. Was that 20? Yeah, it's about 2013. I think when Minecraft came on the Xbox, so they were just like playing games like that. So Call of Duty for the lads was starting to kind of become less of a thing, because it was getting a bit boring and not as intriguing, frustrating, because you get tryhards and stuff like that always on it. So generally just one of them, like, it got a bit boring very quickly. I think that's the biggest problem with it. It got very boring very quickly. Then when PS4 came out, I had like 3 games. I think I had Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Call of Duty, and I think I had FIFA. That was all I had. And I played Call of Duty to death, I did. I absolutely played it to death. Generally to the point I was just so bored after I finished it. I was like, mate, I cannot play this ever again. Never, never again. But I know there's an audience out there who really enjoyed it, because I know game battles was a very big thing on it. A lot of people made money out of it and stuff like that, being competitive. And I think it's still popular now within the game competitive scene. But generally myself, the campaign is giving it okay. Other than that, it'll be in the meh one, to be honest. If there was like one in the middle here, it's like okay, but meh, I would put it there. But the campaign's giving it okay. I generally think more of it. I'm gonna put a meh as well. Literally, it's like in the middle. It's literally in the middle. Okay, like it's not as bad as Black Ops 2, because I played Ghosts more, but the story was better. Didn't enjoy I think I was sick okay, because it was bearable. Like I played it to a point, but I think because I had the lack of games to play on the PS4, reason, I think I've just kind of avoided it for now. So we had that come out. Then we had Sledgehammer come out with their first ever game. Obviously, they worked on Modern Warfare 3. I don't think they worked on Ghost, so that was just straight up Infinity Ward. Then, so they came out with Advanced Warfare. And you know what? This one, I'm going to put it as good. I quite enjoyed Advanced Warfare. It was the first time they're doing something different, trying to reinvent the franchise because the Call of Duty sales were dropping, so they wanted to kind of bring it back up by doing something a bit different. Everyone was talking within the group of Call of Duty like they need to do something different, a bit more fun, and maybe do like a bit of space or something like that. And they delivered. They listened to the community and they brought it a bit more futuristic and going a bit spacey in a way, with exosuits where you can run across a wall, fly in the air and stuff like that. Bit Titanfall vibes. And once again, quite enjoyed that. Kind of mixed up the gameplay. I think it had zombies. It didn't touch the zombies barely. I think I played it like maybe once or twice. The campaign was very good. I think they had like the campaign was good. I remember it being good. I can't remember precisely what it was about. But I remember it being good. I didn't hate it, so it was good. I think I gave probably like one of the campaigns like 6 out of 10 or something like that. Like, it was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. But the overall like multiplayer experience was different, a bit of quite fun. And once again, I was in the streaming element, and I met a lot of new people from streaming this game on Twitch. And so generally it was a good time. I didn't hate Advanced Warfare. I quite enjoyed playing it. I was always excited to play it and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not going to stay too long on that one because I feel like we spent a lot of time on the other ones, but that one was a very solid one. Then is this no, that didn't come out then, did it? No, Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3. I can't remember Black Ops 3 that much. That was exosuits again. A lot of people rate this one pretty high, but I'm going to put it on there as well. I remember multiplayer exosuits once again being a thing. Didn't quite like the Treyarch made it. Didn't like the feel of it, and I think I just generally was getting a bit bored of Call of Duty, to be honest. I was a bit like, oh, what, bored of it, and generally just lost interest. I couldn't tell you what my game time was. I think I did play it a bit more. Actually, I might put it okay. I'm going to put it okay, actually. I'm going to move it up from there. Well, I need to make another one, don't I? I need to make another one, don't I? I just feel like I need to make one which is like okay-ish. Okay-ish. I feel like that's what I need. It's like, once again, it's in between there. It's like, I streamed it a lot. A lot of people in my stream enjoyed it, and especially like doing what like viewers with sniping lobbies with my viewers. But the maps were okay. The guns were fine from what I remember. But it was just one of them Call of Duties. I found like playing with viewers was starting to be on that slippery slope a little bit. Like, not as many people played it as much, and people were starting to get a bit bored of COD. But I know a lot of people love COD, but I didn't really rate it that much. It's a hard one to talk about Black Ops 3 because I'm just like, I had a good moments with people, but then playing on your own was a bit boring, so it was a bit meh. And I'm also just kind of like, it was really the downfall for like playing it less because my mates. I think I stopped talking to my friends I used to hang out with at school and that, so I was kind of like left with just playing it with viewers on Twitch a lot. So I didn't really play it a lot in my free time, and I think generally as well, just like playing it on stream, it was like, when it first came out, it was really peak, but then it kind of quietened down really quickly. So I think meh, it kind of deserves where it is, really. It's like, I had its good times, but it wasn't as good as Advanced Warfare, I think, because I had more fun on Advanced Warfare with people and stuff like that. And I think I met more friends with that one as well. Black Ops 3 was just for the tryhards once again. People just constantly making montages and stuff like that. I'm just like, oh, just play the game. Then after that one, we had... oh, Christ, I can't believe I got to be getting this one. Infinite Warfare. First time I played this game, I played the beta at a gaming event, and then I got to play Modern Warfare Remastered. That should be on this list as well, actually, as a remaster, because that came out the same time as this. Personally, myself, they should have just done a COD 4 Remastered this year, but that was it. But they did this and thingy, and you know what? I'm gonna put this straight away. Terrible, absolutely terrible. Absolutely hated playing in the beta of it. Felt horrible. It was too much space. The campaign was a bit overkill. I think they got like Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, and I think like they got a UFC fighter as well. And it was just, oh, it's just terrible, absolutely terrible. I think it's the most less game time I've ever played on Call of Duty ever. Generally, just did not enjoy it at all. Absolutely horrific. Absolutely horrific. I'm not going to go into that because I didn't really play it that much, but just didn't enjoy the map, the feel of the game. I think I did upload a video on the channel years ago, me playing it. I think I played a game or two, and I generally hated it. I was like, no. So you can find it on my channel where I have played it. Just Day in TMG, Infinite Warfare. There is gameplay on the channel me playing it. I generally freaking hated it. Absolutely awful. And I think a lot of people will agree with me on that ranking. Then after that, we had World War II. And my personal opinion on this one, I thought it was okay. It was okay, but it had that same thing that Call of Duty Ghosts had. I don't think I played the campaign, because I was just playing a lot of multiplayer, but it suffered that thing. It started off really good, but got very boring very quickly. And that's the problem World War II had. Like, the maps got boring, the guns were just a bit, and a bit big as well. But there was one particular, I think it was called War, and it was like you started off and you had to hold your defences on it. I think it was the main game mode which kind of kept me playing World War II for so long. But other than that, I stopped playing it way ago. After I kind of got bored of that mode, really, because it was all it was like Battlefield. Like, you have to push up, like push your enemy back, then they have to defend you from pushing up. It was that sort of vibe going on with it. I really enjoyed it, and played it with some mates. Late nights on it again, so it was really good at the beginning, but then it kind of got a bit boring, a bit stale. And once again, I found like less people were playing Call of Duty, like especially streaming it. Less people were interested in playing it, to be honest. And yeah, it just got a bit boring. So it fell into that. I felt it falls into that okay era. Like, I enjoyed it for a while, but it got very boring very quickly. Then we had Black Ops 4, and surprisingly, I didn't buy it on day one. I think it was the first COD I didn't buy on day one. I held out until Christmas sales, and I went out and brought it on Amazon. I think I got it for like 20 quid. It was like a flash sale one day, 20 quid. I was like, normally it's like 60 quid. Sure thing. I think it was hovering around £40 area. So it was basically at half price it was. So I was like, I'd be stupid not to do that. So I brought it, and you know what? I think it had BR was the first thing in it. It had obviously no campaign for the first time. It had zombies, which I think zombies didn't do quite as well. Then it had the multiplayer. Played the multiplayer quite a fair bit. I'm going to put this here for now because I'm going to quite surprise you with this. Multiplayer, didn't really play much TDM, but there was one game mode called Control where you had to hold, it's like HQ in a way, where you had to hold the objective down, but you had two areas, and you had to hold the objectives down or defend it, so stop people getting on the objective. I absolutely love that game mode. I went full sweat mode, got like highest level on it. Well, I say like max, like first prestige, I think, and just played it like mad. Absolutely loved it for the first few months, and played it a lot. I think I did get a good bit of game time on it. Not a lot, but once again, didn't mind it. The class operators as well. I think that was the first kind of thing as well introduced to Black Ops class operators. Didn't mind it. I just found one which I liked and just stuck with that one really. BR obviously was the first thing kind of in Black Ops. A lot of people think it's the best BR ever. I didn't really get into the BR too much because I was a bit... What year was the BR? 2018. I think Fortnite was out around that time, so I was playing more Fortnite, and I think I was getting a BRs a little bit, so I was a bit like, whatever. So I played a little bit of it, didn't mind the layout of the BR map, so I'm probably going to chuck it on. For my short time of playing it, okay. BR was okay. The multiplayer was actually, the multiplayer, I feel like it's like, once again, I feel like I need to have like another one in the middle here. Like, I enjoyed the multiplayer experience. I quite had fun with it. It was quite weird, only because of that one game mode. Control, quite enjoyed that one. So maybe I'd put it on good, because I did have fun with it for a short period of time, and the BR was all right as well. Once again, no, I think it was the first Call of Duty I went into, I played it with no one. So that's with BR and multiplayer as well. Played it a lot of solo, so that was my first Call of Duty kind of doing that, really. Then after that, we had Modern Warfare. I'll put it straight in there. It was great, absolutely great. This was like the redemption, like from Modern Warfare 3. Like, we've gone from, like, they made Ghost and made Infinite Warfare, and Call of Duty Infinity Ward were like, right, we're going back to our roots, what people fucking love, which are these amazing games up here. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, they're going back to their roots, where they deserve to be, and absolutely loved Modern Warfare. It was proper back to its roots. The guns were amazing, the maps were good, the story was great, and everything about it was good. And obviously you had Warzone to go with this as well. Warzone kind of unleashed a new thing, because obviously Warzone was a thing that went free to play as well. And obviously I think lockdowns, when people think of lockdowns, Modern Warfare, Warzone, that's what people think of during lockdown. What did you play during lockdown? Warzone. Everyone was playing that. I was a bit late to the Warzone hype during lockdown. I think it was just a little bit before, because I think it was April time I started playing it, and I played it for a whole month, and I had people playing it. It was a bit old school vibes of playing Call of Duty a bit with your mates, just having a laugh, having a good time, bit of banter. And it kind of worked out well, because that's when the easing of the pandemic started, like, relaxing around the world, so everyone was kind of going back out a bit. So it kind of landed at the right time, really, because everyone was going back out into the world, and it kind of kept us entertained for a good, like, month and a half. Really enjoyed Warzone. I know people played it a bit longer, but I generally I think I did get like a good few hours on Warzone, but I remember a solid month I was playing it like every day and really enjoyed it. So deserves to be up there, man. Absolutely deserves it. And obviously you got the new Modern Warfare coming out, reason why we're doing this video, and I'm genuinely intrigued to see what they're going to do. The new Warzone looks absolutely fantastic. You've got the multiplayer, you've got the story as well. You've got so much content coming from Modern Warfare 2, which I'm quite excited for. And it's going to be a 2-year cycle as well, which is going to be the first thing with Call of Duty. So they did great with this game. I'm looking forward to see what they do with this game as well going into it. Then after that, we had Cold War. So this Call of Duty, obviously Treyarch. Because wasn't there a thing with this game? I think they rushed it because it was meant to be Vanguard, but they pushed it so Treyarch was making another COD, so they had to scrap something together really quickly because there was a bit of drama. Because they weren't happy with the sales on Sledgehammer's last game, which was... Which one did they do last? Modern Warfare. Advanced Warfare. They were a bit unsure because they wanted to do Advanced Warfare, but they told them, we don't want to do Advanced Warfare. We're done with the space thing. Modern Warfare sales are boosters back up. So this is the way we're going now. I think that's what the controversy was with it. So they were making Advanced Warfare 2, but they scrapped it because they were like, Modern Warfare sold well, we want to go this route. So Cold War came out, scrapped something together really quickly, like the zombies, the multiplayer and stuff like that. I held off for a week on getting Call of Duty, or 2 weeks. I held off from getting Cold War, just because I wanted to see what people's habits were, which were, like when I say habits, like how bored they got of the game really quickly, and like stuff like that. because I learned with like the other Call of Duties, everyone was getting a bit bored. And mentioned it as well with Modern Warfare, it was the first Call of Duty to have cross-play as well, and not many people play Call of Duty as well. I was really hyped for it because I thought it was going to be a lot of people together, but it really didn't. Not many people were that interested in Modern Warfare, which I found quite surprising, because back in the day, you were like, you can play with your mates on PlayStation, Xbox and stuff like that. That would be a great thing. And wasn't really a thing, because I think people are just bored of COD. They really are bored of Call of Duty these days. So that's another thing. So I wanted to kind of see what would happen with Cold War, see what would happen. So I left it for a few weeks. A lot of my friends were playing it at the beginning, and I fell for the trap of buying it, but everyone stopped playing it. So I had no one to play zombies with, no one to really play multiplayer with, and when I did play multiplayer with people, I was generally not having fun. I was generally had that Treyarch vibe again. I was like, what is this game? This just feels horrible to play. I didn't like the maps that much. It felt a bit boring. Just the guns just felt and stuff like that. It just didn't feel nice to play, and I think I generally got no playtime on it at all. Maybe a couple of hours, because I gave it a go, but just didn't register with me. I didn't like the feel of the game and stuff like that. I was just very like, So yeah, so that one's going to be getting a very bad, terrible. No, I think very bad. I didn't enjoy it. The zombies though look absolutely great. I loved watching zombies. I think that's another honourable mention as well, like to Black Ops 1, maybe Black Ops 2 as well. I absolutely loved watching zombie gameplay. I did enjoy playing it though. That's the thing with me. Absolutely love watching people doing high rounds on them. That's the thing with this Call of Duty as well. I quite enjoyed watching people doing high rounds on the new Call of Duty. Something weird about it. I quite enjoy it. And that's the thing that kind of ruins it for zombies for me as well. Easter eggs. That re-annoyed me, that did, with Call of Duty. So yeah, Cold War is getting very bad. Did not enjoy that game at all. Then we have Vanguard. Obviously, I've not played this one, so this one is going into the never played. But I did the same thing again. Sat back, analysed to see what was going on with it. When I say analyse, see what people were doing, what their habits were. Like, if it's going to be a continuous game that everyone plays and stuff like that, how everyone knows. Because this one was done by Sledgehammer, so this is their follow-up to, like, Advanced Warfare. And the game that got pushed back. So they made a World War game, which on the Modern Warfare engine as well. So from what I've gathered, it felt good. It felt like a polished version of Modern Warfare. So Modern Warfare felt good, but it felt like it needed a little bit tweaking. That was in Vanguard. But the problem that Vanguard, I think, suffered was the maps, the thing. I don't really know why Vanguard... I think it's just the maps, the guns... hackers, I don't really know. It just kind of like the first like 2-3 weeks it was doing all right, then it kind of dropped off. I think it's the same with the zombies as well. I think people played the zombies, like I can't remember much of the zombies, to be honest. I think zombies has got a bit boring, I think, for everyone. Generally just don't know with zombies, actually. I don't really I think they did put zombies in this one. I think they did, but I think it wasn't as good. But yeah, it kind of got a bit boring, and so everyone stopped playing it after about 2.5 weeks and started complaining like this feels a bit boring, doesn't feel good and stuff like that. So I saved myself money by not spending 70 quid on a game, just by taking a step back and kind of watching what everyone says, and that's from that. I know it's one of the things like make your own opinion, buy it and make your own judgment on it, but generally most of the time I kind of agree with other people and see what they're on about. I'm like, yeah, I can see that from when they're talking about it. So yeah, that's why I didn't really buy it. I know it's one of the ones I should buy it, make my own verdict on it, but I'm not going to be a mug and waste 70 quid on a game which I thought was going to be trash anyway. So I saved myself money. So if I was to put that on the list anyway from outside, it'd be terrible probably. So yeah, so that is my tier list. We've got amazing, we've got great, we've got good, okay, meh, very good, very bad, then we've got terrible. Do you agree with this list? Did this catch you off guard? Let us know in the comments down below. And hopefully you did enjoy me talking about each Call of Duty as well, giving my reasonings for this list. If you disagree, let us know in the comments down below. I'd love to have a discussion with you guys in the comments down below what you think of this tier system. I feel like it's a very fair one, and I wouldn't change it. And I'm kind of glad I've done this, because I've always wanted to do a Call of Duty tier list, and I have done one. So thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the bell to be notified when a brand new video comes live. And yeah, enjoy new Modern Warfare 2 when it drops. Hopefully you have a lot of fun with it, because we've got a lot of campaign. Obviously, we've got a campaign story coming out. We've got the multiplayer. We've got Warzone dropping very soon. So a lot of funness coming with Modern Warfare 2 this year, which I personally feel like is going to be up here as well. It's going to be a great game from what I've played with the beta so far. So if I was to slide the beta in here, I'll put it up great. I quite enjoyed the beta, so it's going to be quite good. So thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.